name is Anna Kaiser, and I'm here to tell you about Edummersive Worlds event. Edummersive Worlds means Educational Immersive Virtual Worlds. We're a nonprofit organization that has been in existence since 2008, and I am its current president. My Leadership West Liberty project is an outgrowth of our core mission, which is to promote access to virtual environments and resources in education. My specific project is a demonstration of a virtual world and of ways to use it in a community cultural exhibit. We believe community involvement in immersive environments lends itself to a better understanding of the new technologies coming into use for education. Because so many people are unfamiliar with virtual environments, and because the mention of a 3D world often elicits images of violent video games, oh, that's changed, that's different, all right. Parents are rightfully concerned about what those virtual worlds are that will be coming into the classroom. So I want to show you what I mean by a virtual environment, and also what we plan to do during this exhibit. Our June 9th venue, that is Saturday, June 9th of this year, is the West Liberty Depot Museum. With the support and permission of the Heritage Foundation and the assistance of We Lead, the physical venue will be the Rock Island Depot Museum, the Depot Museum. It's a restored building with its own unique history, and that history is appealing to visitors from around the world who can only visit it in a virtual exhibit such as this. In addition, the We Lead offices are in the Depot Museum. And, as you now know, since I work there and I've come to know the Depot quite well, it was a natural step to hold the exhibit there. We Lead has generously offered to allow me the use of some computer equipment and their internet connection for the exhibit hours. And I would like to say that without such high-speed internet service that we have here in this little town of West Liberty, we could not put on an exhibit like this. Because virtual worlds, especially when we have two computers using them and we hope to have a webcam showing it on a video, on a website to other people around the world, we couldn't do it. And we have higher speed internet than a lot of big cities, so we should be very proud of that here. As you can see, the depot is under construction, and there's a bit more that needs to be added, such as a couple of roofs. And we should have at least two of the rooms inside completed by June 9th. I'd like to tell you just a little bit about the benefits of this exhibit, and that is nationally and for West Liberty and for small communities like West Liberty. The benefits of this exhibit are manyfold, but two come to the surface that I would like to emphasize. The first is that it shows how we can bring cultural and community activities into the virtual world. So visitors to the Depot Museum itself will explore a historical museum. They'll see some artifacts. They'll see some artwork. They will then see it replicated there on computers in the virtual world. Not everything will be replicated. In fact, only a few items, because moi is building them and it takes a long time to do that in the virtual world. But they will see enough that they will understand that the two look similar. The second benefit shows how we can bring the virtual world into local culture and community activities. So not only are we bringing those cultural activities into the virtual world, but we're bringing the virtual world into cultural activities. And to extend that, an ultimate idea is to bring the virtual world also into education and into the classroom. So at the exhibit, and inside the virtual world, if you're sitting at the computer in the depot, you will actually be able to talk to friends of mine from around the world, in the world. They will be there with their avatars. They can talk to you using voice communication or typing or text communication, we call it. There will be guides at the depot in person, and there will be guides in-world in person. So it's going to be a very busy place, and hopefully we won't all lose our minds trying to figure out how to keep everything straight. And the purpose of it really is for you who are not familiar with what a virtual world is or what it even looks like to come and find out what it looks like, because it's very difficult for me to explain to you in words what in the world I'm talking about. One of the things that is familiar to you wherever you are is artwork. And the virtual environment that we will use is called Second Life. It was originally designed to mirror real life and to allow users to customize their avatar. This is my avatar, right there. To customize their clothing and to create objects such as the museum and all of these objects. So it's a real life simulation. Artists now have a new way to show their artwork. Art lovers have a new way to view artwork as well. I'm going to take you back there for just a second. Ah, there it is. Okay. Because we require permission to reproduce any piece of artwork in a virtual world, these are all examples of my paintings. And I've actually taken photographs of the painting and I've put them as textures into a virtual world. I've basically glued them to a styrofoam board and pasted them to the wall. Actually, they're floating on the wall, but you can't tell that. They do look like they're hanging. And each piece of art has its real life history, and it also has a story in Second Life. And from that story, it will actually take you to another location, maybe around the block. Maybe you can ride down the highway. They actually have cars and boats and vehicles that go down highways that look like how you can ride a bicycle or ride a horse. Or you can teleport, which is what most of us would like to do when we're late for work, right? We like to beam here or there. This is the outside of the gallery. I built the gallery, the one that's plain and not really fancy. We actually bought the one that was really fancy. But we do keep up the grounds pretty well. And this gallery is across the road from where I'm building the depot. And so when you have time to explore, either on June 9th or on your own computers, you'll be able to walk around and look at it. Museums and archives are also increasingly using 3D virtual worlds to show their collections, to invite people to view these collections online, or to film them in the world to show in interactive applications on websites. And you've seen some of that now with Google, the Google Art Museum interactive museums where you can go online and look. And this is an image. If you haven't been to the depot, you need to go. This is the inside of the depot and some of the artifacts, and I will actually reproduce a few of these, not all of these, a few of them in the virtual world, and you'll be able to see them. In this way, virtual builders can show historical sites as they were. They can show how our ancestors lived, worked, or went to school to people from around the world. So local history, local communities that cannot, or for people who cannot travel to see other historical sites, they can see those historical sites reproduced in a virtual world. And there are many, many things like this, and there are train enthusiasts in the virtual world, by the way, who will be absolutely ecstatic to see another train depot going up. Our exhibit also makes use of cultural edutainment. Edutainment is known as education through entertainment. In cultural edutainment, participants are immersed in the virtual environment. They talk to each other while exploring historical sites they could never visit together in the real world. They can interact with art in another country or discuss their collaboration on a building project with an international team, regardless of the change in time zones. And we've learned that edutainment is much more than just fun and games.
Oh, my dear, I'm very sorry. I'm terribly late, I know. But you see, when we finally arrived, we had to wait for the train. And it was a very long train.
Well, welcome, Professor.
Hello, everyone.
I'm glad you made it. You're welcome to come and sit down with us. Mine is the last presentation of the evening.
And earlier today, the horses bolted, and it took the carriage driver hours to find them again. Oh, I see you have the brick wall finished. Oh, very nice.
Thank you. I finally finished it last week.
You've been busy.
Yes, I have. And I've been telling the audience about our virtual exhibit and inviting them to come on June 9th.
Yes, yes, please do come and visit us on June 9th, and I will personally give you a tour of the grounds and show you the artifacts that I have been researching. You have a very interesting history here in your little town, and I will be happy to show you.
This is Professor Durante Lacaro, ladies and gentlemen. She is an archaeoeducologist, the first in her field. Professor, could we hear something you've learned from your research at the museum? Maybe about one of the artifacts?
No, I'm sorry. You see, on my way here, I lost my notes. And I can't remember anything without my notes. You understand? We'll have to wait.
What happened to your notes?
I don't know.
Well, I understand about the notes. Maybe we could just take a peek inside the depot. The wainscoting is up, and I understand the art was delivered today.
I'm going to keep looking, and you get on with your talk, my dear. Nothing can be done at the moment.
All right. I know what it's like to give a talk and forget completely what I need to say when I don't have my notes, especially after a very busy 5 or 6 days. Professor, you're welcome to stay. Stay? I guess not. She's probably still looking for her notes. I'll check back with her later. Virtual environments also allow community members, educators, and students to collaborate in a new type of venue. They could work on projects that they could not implement in one physical location. And so one of the things that we're already doing, and of course puppetry comes to mind, teaching, learning, artistic expression, and storytelling, we now have a new theater to play in, and we do. This also adds a new dimension to school lessons. Sometimes when it's too difficult to build a 3D model for your science students because you need it to be 2 stories by 6 stories, you can do that in the virtual world and still study something like dimensions of scale. And finally, the venue is not limited to local or even physical locations. So what we are doing here in West Liberty can be shared with people from around the world. Oh, I remember this one. New ways to inspire interesting
No, people, I'm very sorry, but you can't come in yet. There really is nothing here anyway to see. I'm sorry, my dear, for the writing on the wall, but you see, I still can't find my notes. I will have to have it cleaned, I suppose. Maybe this man in here could give me a hand. All he does is sit there all day and He does. He sits there all day. For a while he sat there looking at me. But he never talks to me. I wonder what her secret is. As I come to the end of my presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those individuals and organizations that have offered their support to Edummersive Worlds for this exhibit. I would like to thank Karen Lathrop for listening to me over the last 3 years as I overloaded her with ideas, stories, technical jargon, and schematic drawings while I tried to put something visual into linear sentences. Often, I would only stop because I finally saw that her eyes were glazing over. Sometimes she would just nod or shake her head. She helped me to organize my thoughts and to condense the sphere of ideas into a linear framework. This presentation is indebted to the many conversations we have had over the years. Thank you again to the Heritage Foundation for the venue and for the use of a few artifacts. Thank you to the We League Board for the Leadership West Liberty program, for hiring me, and for offering the use of the computer equipment and the internet connection for the exhibit. Thank you all also to those local artists who do not yet know I might be asking them for permission to use a piece of their artwork. And finally, I encourage all of you to consider the Leadership West Liberty program for yourself or for your employees. And please come and visit our physical to virtual art and history exhibit at the Depot Museum on Saturday, June 9th. Thank you.